The very concept of money is changing. Finance, the engine of our global economy, is changing. The world you know is being reshaped by a powerful new force, one that operates at a scale and speed beyond human comprehension. This force is artificial intelligence, or AI. It's not just a sci-fi buzzword or a distant fantasy. It's a present-day reality, humming away inside the digital vaults of our biggest banks. It's powering the strategies of global investment firms, and even living inside the financial apps on your phone. AI is the quiet co-pilot, the invisible hand working behind the scenes. It's making critical decisions that affect your money, your credit, and your financial opportunities every single day. This isn't the distant future, it's the reality of now. And the pace of this change isn't just fast, it's accelerating exponentially. We're standing at the very edge of a new financial frontier, a digital Wild West where the old maps are useless. In this new landscape, algorithms and vast oceans of data are becoming the new currency, just as valuable as traditional dollars and cents. But this revolution is about far more than just speed and efficiency. AI is fundamentally altering the very DNA of finance, creating entirely new capabilities. Think about applying for a loan. Before, a person reviewed your paperwork, a slow, often subjective process. Now an AI analyzes thousands of data points in seconds to create a more nuanced risk profile. Or think about investment advice. What was once the exclusive domain of expensive human advisors is being democratized. Soon, a sophisticated AI will craft a personalized plan for you, accessible from anywhere. This monumental shift creates a landscape of immense opportunity alongside profound challenges. The potential for greater financial inclusion is enormous, but it also raises difficult questions about job displacement and data privacy. This impacts everyone, from the largest global banks to the individual saver planning for retirement. As a result, the old rule books are being thrown out. Decades-old systems, the bedrock of traditional banking, are being questioned and replaced by more agile, intelligent platforms. AI can sift through news and social media to spot market patterns invisible to humans. It predicts financial risk with an accuracy that was once unimaginable. It can make sophisticated tools once reserved for the wealthy available to millions. But this power raises urgent questions. How can we trust these complex, often opaque black box systems? How do we ensure they are fair and don't perpetuate existing biases? And what happens when an algorithm makes a mistake? In this new era, understanding this world is no longer optional. It is absolutely essential to navigate your financial future safely and effectively. As AI weaves itself ever deeper into the fabric of our financial lives, we all have a stake in the outcome. That's why it's so important to pull back the curtain and see what's really going on. In this series, we will demystify the key AI trends driving this monumental change, show what they mean for the industry, and more importantly, what they mean for you. Artificial intelligence in finance often works like a magic trick, a dazzling display of technological prowess that delivers results, but whose methods are shrouded in mystery. You feed vast amounts of data into one end: market trends, transaction histories, personal financial statements, and almost instantly a critical decision emerges from the other. Should you get a loan? Is this stock a good investment? Is this transaction fraudulent? The AI provides an answer, often with a level of speed and accuracy that surpasses human capabilities. But here lies the paradox, a huge problem at the very heart of this process. For many of the most powerful AI systems, we can't see inside the box. Their internal logic is a web of millions of interconnected calculations, a process so intricate that we can't trace the exact path from input to output. We don't know precisely the AI arrived at its conclusion. This is what we call the black box problem. Imagine you apply for a mortgage, a decision that could shape your life for decades. An AI model analyzes your application and denies it. When you ask the bank for a reason, seeking guidance on what to improve, they can only say, "The algorithm said no." This is not just an unacceptable answer, it's a deeply disempowering one. You're left in the dark, unable to appeal the decision or correct any potential errors. Was it your income, your credit history? Or was it something far more subtle, some hidden pattern in the data that you couldn't possibly have known about? Like the AI correlating your postal code with a higher risk factor for reasons you'll never understand. Now scale that problem up to the level of global markets. Investment firms use complex AI models to manage billions of dollars. These models might decide to sell off a particular asset based on thousands of inputs. If the model is a black box, the human managers can't fully understand the strategy. They have a fiduciary duty to their clients, yet they are placing immense trust in a system whose logic is hidden from them. This creates enormous risk. What if its logic is flawed in a way that could lead to a catastrophic financial loss, perhaps by misinterpreting a news event and triggering a flash crash? When the AI gets it wrong, who is accountable? This lack of transparency creates a dangerous void in corporate governance and risk management. The solution to the black box problem is a rapidly growing field called Explainable AI, or XAI. The goal of XAI is simple but profound: to create AI systems that can explain their reasoning in terms we can understand. It's about opening up the black box and shining a light inside. XAI acts as an interpreter, translating the complex, multidimensional mathematics of an algorithm into a clear, human-understandable narrative. It doesn't dumb down the AI, instead it provides a framework for interrogating its outputs, highlighting which data points were most influential in reaching a particular conclusion. If your loan is denied by an XAI-powered system, it provides a clear report. It might highlight the key factors that led to the decision, like debt-to-income ratio is 5% above the acceptable limit. This explanation gives you concrete information. You now understand the basis for the decision and know exactly what you need to work on. Now consider an AI that flags financial transactions for money laundering. A standard AI just flags it. An XAI system would provide a rationale: unusual amount, transfer to a high-risk country, atypical time. This allows a human expert to quickly review and validate the AI's findings, drastically reducing false positives and making the entire process more efficient and reliable. In the past, using a black box model was kind of like driving a car with a blacked-out windshield. You're moving fast, but you have no idea what's coming. This introduced a new and dangerous type of risk: model risk. XAI is the tool that clears the windshield. For example, an XAI might reveal that a lending model is placing too much weight on an applicant's zip code. This could actually be an indicator of illegal redlining, a form of systemic bias. By making this hidden dependency visible, the firm can step in and correct the model's bias before it causes widespread harm to customers and results in massive regulatory fines. And regulators around the world are now demanding this level of transparency. In the European Union, for example, the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, includes what's called a right to explanation. This means companies may be legally required to explain automated decisions to their customers. Similar frameworks are emerging globally. Ultimately, explainable AI is becoming a non-negotiable requirement for doing business in modern finance. It's about good business sense and fundamental corporate responsibility. It's about building trust with customers, trust with regulators, and trust within the organization itself. XSAI turns that black box from a source of opaque risk into a transparent glass box, a powerful tool for responsible and sustainable innovation in finance. For decades, computers in finance have been powerful tools for analysis. They executed algorithms for high-frequency trading, modeled risk scenarios, and crunched vast datasets. They were incredibly fast calculators following rules programmed by humans. They were fundamentally reactive. But now, a new type of artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules. This is generative AI. Unlike its predecessors that were confined to analyzing existing data, generative AI can. It can generate human-like text, write sophisticated code for new trading models, and even formulate novel investment strategies from scratch. It represents a monumental shift from pure calculation to something resembling digital cognition. Consider the monumental task of producing a company's quarterly financial report. Teams of analysts spend weeks gathering data and writing commentary. Generative AI is poised to automate much of this process. An AI model can connect to financial databases, pull the latest figures, and even analyze unstructured data like the sentiment in news articles or the tone of an earnings call. It can then generate a comprehensive draft report, complete with charts and narrative summaries, in minutes. This doesn't make the human analyst obsolete, it elevates them. Freed from the drudgery of data compilation, they can focus on strategic thinking, questioning the AI's assumptions, and communicating the nuanced story behind the numbers to clients. The financial markets never sleep, generating a relentless torrent of information. Earnings reports, central bank policy shifts, geopolitical flare-ups, supply chain reports, all can move markets in an instant. For any human to process this deluge in real time is a superhuman feat. This is where generative AI becomes an indispensable ally. It can monitor and synthesize thousands of sources simultaneously, from regulatory filings to satellite imagery. Imagine a sudden factory shutdown and a new tariff announcement. The AI can instantly connect these disparate events, model the potential impact on a company's supply chain and revenue, and generate a clear summary explaining how it's likely to affect the stock's price before most traders have even finished their coffee. It transforms market noise into a clear signal. Ultimately, this trend is about turning information overload into actionable intelligence. It democratizes analysis that was once the exclusive domain of large financial institutions. For decades, truly personalized financial advice has been a luxury reserved for the wealthy. Generative AI is set to democratize this, making hyper-personalized guidance accessible for everyone. It goes far beyond simple risk tolerance questionnaires. By securely connecting to your accounts and engaging in a natural conversation, an AI advisor can build a deeply nuanced profile. It learns your goals, like saving for retirement, and understands your values, like sustainable investing. It then synthesizes this personal blueprint with real-time market data to craft a bespoke investment strategy. And it's proactive. If market conditions shift, it might send a message saying, "Given the recent inflation data and your goals, we suggest this portfolio adjustment." Here's a simple explanation of why. This isn't just about managing money, it's about financial coaching. This level of hyper-personalization is fostering a new era of financial empowerment, creating smarter, more confident investors at every level. Some of the most powerful AI is the AI you never see. It does not have a flashy interface, instead it works quietly in the background. This is embedded AI. Think about the apps on your phone. Many already use embedded AI to make life easier. Before, you needed to be an expert. Embedded AI removes that barrier. Running a small business is incredibly challenging. Managing the company's money can be one of the most stressful parts of the job. Imagine modern accounting software with embedded AI. A payment arrives, AI matches it to the invoice and marks it paid. You didn't do anything. The AI analyzes past income, expenses, and seasonal trends, and projects future health. It might alert, cash flow tight in 6 weeks. This intelligence democratizes financial management, empowering small businesses to be more resilient, more efficient, and better equipped to succeed. The impact of embedded AI is just as profound for individuals as it is for businesses. Embedded AI in personal finance apps can analyze your spending patterns without you having to categorize a single transaction. It can then send you gentle notifications, helping you stay on track without feeling restricted. Some apps use AI to identify safe-to-save amounts and automatically transfer it to your savings. This invisible intelligence is quietly helping millions of people build a more secure and prosperous financial future, one smart suggestion at a time. Money moves across the world faster than ever before. However, this interconnected system is built on a complex and often confusing patchwork of rules. For a bank or fintech company operating in multiple countries, navigating this maze of rules is a huge and expensive challenge. A transaction that is perfectly legal in one country might trigger a regulatory alert in another. Criminal organizations try to move illicit funds through the global banking system by exploiting its complexity. Traditionally, banks have thrown armies of people at this problem. This approach is slow, incredibly expensive, and prone to human error. Artificial intelligence is becoming the essential navigator for financial institutions. Unlike human teams, an AI system can be trained on the specific laws and regulations of hundreds of countries at once. When a company in the United States wants to pay a supplier in Singapore, an AI compliance system goes to work instantly and invisibly. All of this happens in the fraction of a second. An AI system can continuously monitor the fund's holdings. If a change in a local law makes a particular type of investment non-compliant, the AI can flag it immediately. It can alert the fund manager. It can suggest a course of action. By automating the complex, time-consuming work of regulatory checks, AI dramatically speeds up the pace of international business. Institutions can significantly reduce this risk. At the same time, they can lower their operational costs. AI is far better than humans at detecting the subtle, complex patterns that indicate money laundering or terrorist financing. By flagging this illicit activity with greater accuracy, AI helps to cut off the flow of dirty money. This enables greater financial inclusion, allowing smaller companies and individuals to participate more easily in the global marketplace. When you step back, you see more than isolated innovations. You see an entirely new financial ecosystem. AI is democratizing access to information and sophisticated tools, putting more power into more people's hands. Financial institutions are being redefined from gatekeepers to technology-driven platforms. AI is not just another tool, it is the new infrastructure of finance. As we look toward the future, the potential for AI in finance seems almost limitless. Imagine AI as a financial guardian, predicting market crashes more accurately, designing novel financial instruments, but it's not guaranteed. There are major risks. Personalized AI can deepen bias. One algorithmic error could trigger a global flash crash. The key work ahead is governance and ethics. This requires collaboration to ensure AI serves humanity as a whole. The reality is, this transformation matters to you more than you might realize. Understanding these trends empowers you to be a smarter consumer and investor. You can demand transparency from your bank. By being informed, you can participate in the conversation about the ethics of these technologies. In the end, this is not a story about technology, it is a story about your money, your future, and your security. Explainable AI, generative AI, embedded AI, and cross-border compliance are the building blocks of a new financial world. By understanding them, you are equipping yourself to navigate this world with confidence. The future of finance is here, and now you know what to look for.